Congratulations on the film.
Thank you, thank you.
Your character has a very interesting arc in the movie, in that he's a man of principles, and he wants to get involved with this war that he feels is just, but also he has to also go through this journey of kind of tolerance as well. I mean, how interesting was it to play that guy for you?
Man, it was a dream, like really a dream. Like, you talk about arcs and what an incredible arc this character has. I think when you first see him at the beginning, you're like, okay, I know who this is. I know what purpose he's going to serve in this movie. And I don't think you see this sort of change of heart coming. That's a credit to the writing. No, it's something that I approached with relish and kind of came to life as we did it. And so much happened, so much magic kind of happened while I was doing it. Yeah, it's a dream character. I mean, I would say it like this. I never really want to go back to my characters. Even the best ones that I enjoyed dearly, I just want to mosey off into the sunset and do something else, I like this guy. I want to go back.
And how important is it for these big movies to also not just be about spectacle, but to have something to say about modern society, even though they are a fantasy world? How important do you think that is?
I mean, important, I'm not sure, I think there is a place for frivolous fantasy, 100%, I love comic books, and some of the best comic books I read are just frivolous fantasy, and it's escapism. There is place for that in cinema. However, we need to be having these conversations, and with the kind of rhetoric, the divisive rhetoric that's coming out from our politicians at the moment, they're not going to penetrate the hearts and minds and souls of the people, and we're not going to enforce positive change through either wing of our media or centre. So, art has a certain duty in these times, especially with these data bubbles and social media madness, that we can penetrate the minds of the people. We can touch people in a way that they can't. Now, we can't change the world. Yeah, we can't. But we can open conversations, There's something Tupac said, which I always loved. Saint Tupac, when he said, the prophet Tupac, when he said, I may not change the world, but I will spark or plant the seed in the person that will change the world. And, maybe through art, that's the real limit of our power, but we can plant the seed. And, this move is aimed at, youngsters. This move is aimed at youngsters, and, these are the people that are going to change the future. When we're old and wrinkly, even though we're a bit already, I'll speak for myself, they're going to be running the country, and they're going to be making the changes. So they're the ones we have to penetrate their hearts. So I think it's really important. It's subjects which are very close to my heart, and I'm just so blessed and grateful to be a part of a project which combines fantasy and these moral conversations which need to be had.
Yeah, and just finally, I wanted to ask you about the horns. I mean, you gave Tim Curry a bit of a run for his money with After Legend with those massive horns. How much of a challenge it was to bring this character to life, but also have all the prosthetics and the ears? Was that a kind of a bigger challenge than you faced before?
That was a joy. I miss my horns, you know what I mean? I miss them. I wish I had them now. They gave me the longest horns out of everyone. I had 2-foot long horns. So what that meant was doorways and stuff became problematic, and there were moments where we'd come tangled up while we were doing wire work, and one arm would fly off, and your claws would be flying off everywhere and such. So no, it was eventful and fun, but no, those horns were great. I wish I was wearing them now. I'm not sure how well they go with the houndstooth, but start a new flex. Yeah, exactly. I believe so too.
Absolute pleasure talking to you. Man. Have a good evening.
Nice one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!